Hey guys, it's Danny and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to look like this. This is my version of a stitched together sort of scarecrow zombie thing. So I hope you guys like it. If you want to find out how to look like this, just stay tuned. Okay, so the idea behind this makeup is to do different patches of leather all stitched together to make this one sort of costume. So the first thing you want to do is just grab a white eyeliner pencil and start to plot out these patches. Now the first patch I'm going to work on is the one around the eye because I want to make sure that my eyebrow is completely blocked out. So I've gone over with a couple of layers of glue and I'm now going over that with a concealer. The concealer I'm using is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer in CW04 and I'm just going to tap that over the eyebrow as to not disturb the glue and also blend that colour in the rest of the patch. You then also want to set that with a powder. The powder I'm using is a yellow based powder. It's from NYX and it's the colour Cream. Then, just taking that white eyeliner pencil again, you want to plot out all the rest of the patches. There's no rhyme or reason here, just basically go mad with it, cover your entire face, neck, chest, shoulders, everywhere that you're going to have exposed with these patches. You want to leave a gap between each one as well, because later on we're going to fill that with red so it looks like blood. So you should look something like this once that's all done, and then you can do the fun part, which is colouring and shading each individual square. So the first square I'm doing here, I'm using Snazaroo's water activated face paint in light brown, and I'm going to tap that on with my brush so that I get this lovely leathery texture. And because this is a water activated paint, you can neaten up the edges using a cotton bud and a little bit of water, and that will just neaten up all of those lines a little bit. And I'm then taking that same yellow based powder from NYX and I'm just going to tap that over the centre portion of this brown patch. This is going to lighten the middle and make it look a little bit more three-dimensional along the outside. Then just to add a bit more texture, I'm taking Sleek's Cream Contour Kit in light and a detailer brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to do this cross-hatch design on this patch. Now if you don't have this contour kit, you can literally just use the same concealer that you were using earlier on the first patch, but yeah, you want to basically just do this sort of rough cross-hatchy design, and then darken up the outside using a brown eyeshadow. Then with the Sleek's Contour Kit again, I'm taking the second shade, which is 02, and I'm going to fill in another patch with that. And then to darken the outside of this patch, I'm just taking that same brown water-activated face paint that we used before, going around the outside of that and then buffing that into the cream colour. Taking the same brown eyeshadow again, you want to darken up the outside of this patch as well. Then we need to add some texture to the patch, so I'm taking a stippling sponge and that same concealer or cream contour colour, and I'm just going to stipple that over the top. Now I'm not going to show you in depth for every single patch, otherwise this video is going to be hours long, but you get the idea. You want to fill each patch in using various shades of yellows and browns and cream colours, and you basically want to darken up the outside edge of each one of those and also add a lot of texture. So use different types of stippling brushes, different types of stippling sponges, different types of brush strokes. You want this to be as textured as possible. But with this eye, I'm darkening up around the outside of the patch and the top and bottom eyelid using a black eyeshadow by Sugarpill. You want to make this eye look really dark, so you also want to line it with a black gel liner just to make sure that eye is looking all nice and spooky, but with the rest of the patches, carry on as you had done. Then for the other eye, I'm just going to hollow that out and add a really angry expression in. So I'm taking the same brown eyeshadow and I'm going to add a furrowed brow, blend this into the concealer colour with a fluffy blending brush as well, so you can get a really nice gradient and a nice shadow. And then you want to darken up each one of those lines using a very small amount of black eyeshadow and a very tiny detail brush. Also, don't forget to paint your ear and do the same process with this patch as well. Now carry this onto your chest, neck and anywhere else that's going to be on display, like arms for example, and then once you're at this stage you can then move on to the next part, which is doing all the blood in between these patches. So for the first layer of blood you want to fill in all of the gaps using a red face paint. This is a water activated face paint by Superstar, and you basically just want to fill in all of the areas where your natural skin is still showing through. So once you've filled all the red in, you should look something like this, and then you can start shading the red. So what I'm going to do is take two eyeshadows, a black and a red. The black is Bulletproof by Sugarpill, and the red is Love Plus by Sugarpill. And I'm going to use these two colours to start adding depth into those red areas. So with the black eyeshadow, you want to keep this quite close to each one of the patches on the underside of them, and add quite a lot of depth and shadow into that area. And then with the red, you want to use this to buff the black into the red paint. Now we can start highlighting, and this is what really makes this makeup pop. So what you want to do is take a white cream face paint and start highlighting the top areas of each one of these patches. Now this is going to help with the illusion that these patches are floating on top of this red liquid, or this red blood. So you want to just apply that white and then tap it in with your finger to get a nice blend between the white and the colour of the paint underneath. And then you also want to continue highlighting the chest and the neck. But with this white, what you can also do is highlight certain areas of the red blood, which helps to make it look like the blood is actually glossy. So you want to apply a very small dot of it and then sweep it along with your finger. Then as a finishing touch, I'm just taking some Pros-aide, which is a prosthetic adhesive, and a cotton bud, and I'm just going to attach some small bits of cut up string to act as stitches, holding all of the floaty panels together. And then with a small amount of black eyeshadow, you just want to do a dot next to each part of those stitches to make it look like that's where the stitch is going into the skin. And then all I did to finish it off was pop on a funny hat, add a few leaves and some sticks and twigs and things to make it look all Halloweeny. And then once you've done that, you're done. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any other videos you'd like to see from me, and I'll get on that for you. You can also now follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'll leave the links to those in the description bar below. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this, and I'll see you all on the next video.